So in this video, we will learn how to record joining leaving time of Zoom meeting participants. Now suppose guys you have hosted a meeting using Zoom and you want to track or keep a record of all the participants and at what time they have joined the meeting and at what time they are leaving the meeting. So you can completely automate this process of tracking your participants' time. So the trigger of this automation will be joining or leaving of a participant in our Zoom meeting. And the action will be addition of the details of their joining time or leaving time into a Google Sheet. Now how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So first of all, we will go to a browser and search for Pabbly, pabbly.com/connect. And after reaching to the landing page of Pabbly Connect, by clicking on sign up free, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. Or if you already have an account, just click on sign in. So I will sign into my own Pabbly Connect account. And after signing in, we will reach to this all apps page of Pabbly. Here we just have to click on access now below Pabbly Connect. And now we can see that we have reached to Pabbly Connect's dashboard. In this dashboard, just click on create workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Zoom to Google Sheets and click on create. So now we can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is trigger window, second one is action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is first we have to get the details or the data of a host or a participant joining or leaving the meeting from Zoom in Pabbly Connect. Then after receiving that data in Pabbly Connect, we will add those very same details into our Google Sheet as a new row. So now guys, first we have to connect our Zoom account here in trigger window. So in choose apps, search for Zoom. After that, in trigger event from the drop down, we have to select configure webhooks. After selecting our trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now we will use this webhook URL to make the connection between Zoom and Pabbly Connect. So just copy this webhook URL from here and then we have to basically add this webhook URL in our Zoom account. How we can do this? Let me show you. So this is my Zoom account and on the left side we can see several options, out of which there is an option named as advanced. Click on advanced and after that just click on this integrations over here. Let me open it in a new tab. After reaching to this integrations page, click on go to app marketplace. And now we have reached to app marketplace of Zoom. Here on the right side we have an option named as develop. Just hover on it and from the drop down click on build app. And after that, it is asking us to choose our app type. So here we have an app type named as webhook only. We will click on create below webhook only. And then we have to give this webhook app a name. For example, I will name my webhook app as Zoom to Google Sheets and click on create. Now guys, after naming this app, it is asking us some other details like the company details. So let me name my company as Pabbly. Let me name myself the developer for contact as well. .com and the email address. After entering these details, click on continue. And then we have to basically create an event subscription over here. Just click on this, just turn this button on of event subscription and click on add event subscription. Now here we have to give this subscription a name. For example, I'll name it as Pabbly. And here after naming this, it is asking us for the event notification endpoint URL. So in this place of endpoint URL, we have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. So just copy it from here, go to app marketplace and in place of this endpoint URL, just paste it. Then after pasting the URL, we have to select the event, that for what event we want Zoom to send data to Pabbly Connect to this webhook URL. So just click on this add event button and from this dialog box, just go to meetings and we have two events named as participant host joined the meeting, just select it. And the next event to it is participant host left meeting, just select it as well. So after selecting these events, just click on done. Click on save and then continue. So right now guys, we have successfully connected our Zoom account with Pabbly Connect. And now every time a new user or host or participant joins our Zoom meeting or leaves it, we will get the details for those events in Pabbly Connect workflow. And now what we are going to do? We are going to do the same. So here in Pabbly Connect, it is showing us waiting for webhook response. So Pabbly Connect is waiting to get the response from Zoom. So now I have created a meeting in my Zoom account. Let me show you. This is the meeting and we are going to basically start this meeting. Let's click on start. Let me open Zoom in my browser. Join from your browser and that is it. So as a host, I have just started my meeting and our event was also if the participant or host joins the meeting. So as I join this meeting guys, we will see that the details of a host or a user or participant joining this meeting with the joining time will be captured in Pabbly Connect workflow. And yes, instantly as we have joined this meeting, the details of us, the details of the host named as Pabbly Connect as you can see of joining the meeting is captured in Pabbly Connect workflow. So here we have received a response and in this response, we will notice that we have the username of the person who has joined our meeting. We have the joining time as well. Then we have some other details like of the meeting and the user like the name of the meeting and all. So basically guys, what we have done, we have basically connected Zoom with Pabbly Connect. Then we have started a dummy meeting to set up this automation and we have as a host only, we have joined this meeting. So we have received the response of a user or participant joining the meeting of the joint time. Now what guys, we have to basically update the details of this meeting, this username of the person who has joined and the joining time of the person into our Google Sheet. And guys, to do so, basically we have two different routes. So in this automation workflow, we are going to create a route by which if the user has joined the meeting, then we will be adding that user details like the name of the meeting which they have joined, the username, the participant's name, and the joining time of the meeting in this Google Sheet row. And after that, we will create a second route, a separate route that when this user whose details we have added in the Google Sheet, when that person will leave the meeting, we will update the leaving time of that user in front of that same row, in the same row. So in front of this joining time. So we will be creating these two separate workflows over two separate routes over here because we will be getting the joining time and leaving time in the same workflow. Now how we are going to set up these two routes? Let me show you. So we'll scroll down and come to our action window and here in choose app, we will search for router. So router is a feature of Pabbly Connect using which we can create different routes in our automation workflows. So here after selecting router, we have by default have two routes, but if we want, we can add our routes as well. So let me rename my first route as if the meeting user has joined the meeting. So joined the meeting. So this is just a simple name to my first route. And then click on this set filter and actions tab. So whenever a user will join the meeting, so here we will receive a response of the joining time, the join time of the meeting. And if this response exists, then we will use this automation. We will execute this automation using this first route. So just click on this set filter and actions tab and here it is asking us for the filter. So in select label from the drop down, we have to basically select a Zoom label, a response from the Zoom, a label from the Zoom response. And we will be selecting label as payload object participant join time. Just select this response, select this label and the filter type. So here in filter type from the drop down, we will select as exist. So if we get the response of the join time, the automation will be executed using this route. Just click on save and send test request and in response, it is showing us the condition is true. Now, if we receive the join time, we want to add the details of the user with the joining time into Google Sheet. So what we are going to do, we will scroll down, click on this add action step button and here in choose app, search for Google Sheets. Just select it. Then after that, in action event from the drop down, select add new row. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, just click on connect with Google Sheets, select your Google Sheets account, scroll down and click on continue. And as we click on continue, we will see our Google Sheets account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the next thing it asks us is the select spreadsheet. So in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have created in our Google Sheets account can be seen over here. So out of all of the spreadsheet, we have to select the spreadsheet in which we want to add this Zoom log of participant joining or leaving the meeting. So I have created a spreadsheet named as Zoom meeting log. So we will be selecting this spreadsheet because I want to add data in this particular spreadsheet. Then it is asking us to select the sheet. So in this spreadsheet, as of now, I have only one sheet named as sheet 1. That is why in the drop down below, we can see only sheet as sheet 1. Just select it. Then it is asking us some fields like meeting name, participant name, joining time, and leaving time. So all the fields, all the columns with headings which I have created in my Google Sheet, in my Google spreadsheet, we can see all of these columns as fields in Pabbly Connect. And we have to basically add their respective data in this field. So in place of meeting name, we will be mentioning the name of the meeting which the user, the participant has joined. And we have received the response or the details of the meeting name from Zoom. So we have to map that same data over here in this meeting name field. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Zoom can be seen over here. And out of all of these responses, there is a response named as payload object topic. And this is the name of the meeting. Just select it and it is mapped over here. Then after that, we have to basically enter the participant name. So we will use the same process of mapping. Just click here and from the drop down, select and map the username of the participant whose response we have received in Pabbly Connect. And at last, we will be mentioning the join time. So we have from the drop down, select and map the join time of this participant. So in this way, we have basically mapped all of these three details. So talking about the leaving time, so we will be creating different separate route for leaving time of the participant. So after mapping three of these details, just click on save and send test request. And as we click on save and send test request, we can see that we have received a response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the meeting joining details of a user of a participant is now added as a new row in our Google Sheet. So let's check. And yes guys, here in our Google Sheet, we can see the details of the same user, Pabbly Connect, our username by basically the host of the meeting, that was us, joining the meeting is added as a new row in our Google Sheet. So we have successfully updated the joining time of a participant or the host of a meeting in Google Sheet. Now let's get back to Pabbly Connect workflow, close this route, and we will be setting up the second route. What if the user or the participant, the host, leaves the meeting? So first we will be capturing the response in our trigger window for the user leaving the meeting. Just click on this recapture webhook button, click on yes, and it is again waiting for response. So as you remember, a few minutes ago, we have joined this meeting as a host, which we were hosting. Now after it, I haven't left that meeting yet. Now I'm going to leave this meeting. End meeting for all. And we can see that the meeting is successfully ended. And after leaving this meeting, we'll get back to Pabbly Connect. And because while setting up the webhook, we have selected both the events. Like if a user joins the meeting, then too we want to get the response. And if the user leaves the meeting, then too we wanted to get the response. So here we have received the response if the meeting is left by a user. And in this response, we can see the same details once again. So we have the name of the user who has left the meeting. That's Pabbly Connect. That's us. Then we'll scroll down. We have the meeting leave time. So this is the time that at what time the user has left the meeting. And also when we will scroll down, we have the meeting topic, the name of the meeting. So what we want to do, we want to update the meeting leaving time of this user into our Google Sheet. So we are first using the first route, we have added the joining time. After that, the whole meeting is completed and then one by one the participants are leaving. So we have received the response of the user leaving the meeting and we will be updating the leave time, the leaving time of the meeting in front of their name. So we will be setting up a separate different route for this. So just scroll down, come to our router step, and here in route 2, we will be renaming as leaving the meeting. Just click on update. So I've just given two random names to these routes. Just click on set filter and action step. So the way how we have done in our first route, we'll just click here and from the label, from the drop down in this filter step, we will select the label as payload object participant leave time. And if the response of leave time exists in this workflow, then use this route. This automation will be executed with this route. Let's click on save and send test request. And the condition is true as this time well. Then just scroll down and click on this add action step button. So right now you will see guys in this sheet, I have just added the details of one user. But while actually running this workflow, we will be having the details of many participants, many users. So how will we know that this response, the response which we have received from Pabbly Connect, in which row we are supposed to update that response? So first, we using an action step of Google Sheets, an action step, a feature of Google Sheet that is lookup spreadsheet, we will find the row number of the user, like the user who has left the meeting. We will find the row number that at what row that user's joining details are added. And then after that, we will update the leaving time, the meeting leaving time of that user in front of it. So let's get back to our Pabbly Connect workflow, and then we will scroll down in this route of us here in Actions tab. We will search for Google Sheets. Google Sheets it is. Just select it, and after that, in Action Event from the drop down, we will select Lookup Spreadsheet row. Click on Connect, and because we have connected our Google Sheets account in the previous step with Pabbly Connect, we will be using that old connection. Just click on this Select Existing Connection and click on Save. After connecting our Google Sheets account, we have to select the same spreadsheet from the drop-down and the same sheet. Then it is asking us for the lookup column. So that in which column? So we will be searching for the user whose leaving time we want to update by their name. So we will be searching the name, like the participant name field is my column B. So my lookup column will be column B. So by whatever value or whatever column, whatever details you are searching for, just select that column. So we will be searching using the participant's name. So participant name is in column B. So our lookup column will be column B. Then it is asking us for the lookup value, that what is the value we are searching for. So we are searching for the name of the person, and we have received the username of the person who has left the meeting from our Zoom responses. So here in the drop down, from the drop down, we will just select and map the response for the participant's username, whose row number we are searching for. And after that, just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now, as we click on Save and Send Test Request, we can see that we have received a response over here. And in this response, we can see the row number, at what row number the details of this user named as Pabbly Connect is added. So we have the row number here as well. Now guys, we have received the row number that at what row number we want to update the leaving time. Now we will be updating the leaving time. For that, just get back to Pabbly Connect, scroll down and click on this Add Action Step button over here. Here in Choose App, once again for the last time, search for Google Sheets. Just select Google Sheets, and then in Action Event from the drop down, we have to select the action event of Update Cell Value. So we will be updating the value of this particular cell of the row of the person who has left the meeting. Just click on Connect. Once again, select Existing Connection and click on Save. After that, just once again select the same spreadsheet and same sheet over here. And then it is asking us for the range, that what is the range of the cell which we want to update. So I am having the leaving time in column D. So here you will see that in this range section, if whatever row number it is, the column D remains the same. So the column name will be the same. So I will be adding column D in range section manually. And then in the previous step, using the lookup table, we have the row number of the user whose leaving time we want to update. So we will be mapping this row number over here after the column name. Just click here from the drop down from Lookup Spreadsheet Responses, select and map the row index, the row number. Then it is asking us for the value, that what is the value which we want to put over here. So we want to put the meeting leaving time. Just click here. So from the Zoom responses, we have the leave time of the meeting of this user. Just select it and map it. And then just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, we can see that we have received a response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped, the value which we have mapped over here, is now updated in this particular cell. So let's check it. We'll go to a Google Sheet. And yes guys, Now we have successfully updated the leaving time as well using this workflow. Now every time a new user will join our meeting, the details like the name of the meeting, the username, the participant's name, and their joining time will be added as a new row in this Google Sheet. And after that, every time they will leave the meeting, that leaving time will also be updated over here. So let me just clear this Google Sheet once over here. And after that, we will test this automation. So we have successfully set up this automation. We have successfully created this automation. Now it's time to test this automation. So I'll go to my Zoom meeting. Let's go to edit section once. And after that, will be having let's save it. And we will be basically having the sharing link of this meeting. So let me get the meeting joining link. So this is the invite link. So what we are going to do, we are going to just copy this invite link, and then we will go to the incognito tab of our browser, paste this invite link and click enter. So using the details of a new user by our details of a dummy user, we will be joining this meeting. Let's click on cancel, click on launch meeting. Let's open this in my browser. And after that, it is asking us our name. For example, dummy user. So this is my name, dummy user. And by this username, we will be joining the meeting. Let's click on join. Okay, so meeting is not started yet. So let me get back to Zoom. And here, let's start this meeting as host. So our host name is Pabbly Connect. So by that name, we will be joining and starting this meeting. And after that, this user named as dummy user will be joining us. Let's click on the start meeting. Let's launch this meeting in my browser once again. And we have joined the meeting. So using this, we can see that we have successfully joined the meeting. And this dummy user has also joined the same meeting here. So we just have to admit it, click on admit. So the host has admitted this user. Let me mute it. So right now we have just started this meeting, and in this meeting we have two users. Pabbly Connect is the host of this meeting, and in this incognito tab, using the name of a dummy name as a username, we have joined this meeting. Other user has joined this meeting. Now because we have created this automation, whenever a host or participant joins the meeting, the details and their joining time will be added in our Google Sheet. So we'll just minimize it and we'll go to a Google Sheet. And yes, here in our Google Sheet, we can see that Pabbly Connect, who was the host of the meeting, we also have the joining time of this user, and we also have dummy name, who was the second user whose detail we have entered in our incognito tab and joined the meeting. That user has also joined our meeting. After that, let's leave this meeting one by one. So this is the profile. This is incognito tab. We have this dummy user. Let's leave the meeting. Just click on leave and leave the meeting. So this dummy user has left the meeting, and we will see instantly within few seconds, the leaving time of this user, this dummy name user, is updated automatically instantly in our Google Sheet. And also guys, now using this Pabbly Connect as the host, we will just end this meeting over here. Let's click on end meeting for all. And then as we end this meeting, we will see instantly, automatically, the leaving time of the host of the meeting will also be updated in this sheet. So at this time, this user, the host, started the meeting. At this time, this user has joined. This participant dummy name has joined. Then at this time, the participant dummy name has left. And at this time, the host has left the meeting. So in this way, guys, we have created the complete automation. Now using this automation, whenever a host will start the meeting, we will have the details of the host, the joining time and leaving time of this meeting in this Google Sheet. Then whenever a participant will join those meetings, no matter how many number of participants are there, when they join the meeting, we will also have their details, their username and their joining time in this sheet. And whenever they will leave it, we will be updating the leaving time in front of their name. So guys, this is it. We have successfully tried and tested this automation, and it is working perfectly fine. Now guys, not just these applications, you can basically connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free.
If you need any kind of help or have any queries, you can ask them on forum.pabbly.com, and you can check Pabbly Connect's pricing at this link. So if this video was helpful to you, you can like this video. Don't forget to share it with others, and to keep getting such content on automation and integration, you can subscribe to Pabbly. Thank you. Have a nice day.